Coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7, Ministry of Tourism launches Love SVG campaign with 100 strategic projects. Cuba diplomat warns of dire regional impact if U.S. attacks his country. China president warns President Trump about Taiwan at Beijing summit, calls for stability and cooperation. And in sports, Barbados Trident's brand returns for 2026 CPEA. These are the stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's News and Sports for Thursday, May 14th, 2026. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. A 6-month initiative called Love SVG was launched today by the Ministry of Tourism to enhance tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Tourism, the Minister of Tourism, Dr. Kishore Shallow, the initiative will see the rollout of 100 priority projects ahead of the start of the tourism season in November. Minister Shallow said the goal is to upgrade facilities, improve services, and strengthen engagement through training programs across the country, including the Grenadines.
And this is going to be in the Grenadines as much as this is going to be on the mainland. So you see the different categories on screen. The natural attractions and sites, the heritage and cultural sites, transport and access infrastructure, hospitality service upgrade. That is something that we understand is there's a bit of deficiency there in terms of there's not the consistency with our tour operators and how they engage our guests, and community tourism, right? Community-based tourism. So the timeline is on screen. So we have this month, as I said, we have over 120 projects currently, but we want to compress it to 100. Not 99, not 101, 100.
The Love SVG project was initiated following meetings between the Ministry of Tourism and cruise ship stakeholders, who highlighted the beauty of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. However, the minister noted that while the destination continues to attract praise, there is still a need to improve the seamless visitor experience.
Certainly higher visitor satisfaction. We want every time a visitor comes here from November that it is a positive story. We want them to say that this is the best driver they have used in the entire world going around based on feedback. We want engagement at the restaurant. When they go to the restaurant, they must say, and as soon as we got there, you know, we were offered water. Simple things that we take for granted, right? The feedback and so on. Even adding things like I spoke about that is the seaport, but at the airport, we want the whole process there to be as seamless as possible. So we are looking at implementing a solution as one of the projects that when a guest arrives, they go straight through the airport without much hassle, and that would take them a few minutes.
The Ministry of Tourism will collaborate with various agencies, ministries, private sector stakeholders, and communities to ensure the project's success. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Dr. Tamara Brown, noted that each participating agency is expected to submit a project proposal.
We anticipate that your projects and ours will lead to cleaner and greener spaces and enhance our beaches and rivers. We envision projects that will improve access to our attractions. We look forward to projects that will uplift our communities and strengthen our tourism product, directly or indirectly. Each line ministry and statutory body will be challenged to complete at least 5 projects focused on sustainable recycling, reducing litter and improving cleanliness, beautifying our spaces, and preparing our nation for the 2026 tourist season. The private sector will be challenged in this way as well, or they may wish to adopt a site as we build out more enriching experiences in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A steering committee will be established to oversee and manage the projects, which are expected to be finalized by the end of this month. The SVG Tourism Authority, the SVG-TA, is reporting a continued increase in stayover arrivals for 2026, providing an overview of stayover arrivals during the Ministry of Tourism's press conference today. Chief Operating Officer of the SVG Tourism Authority, Sean Sutherland, said the increase follows record-breaking figures recorded last year.
Significant figure that we had to report on last year was we had over 120,000 stayover arrivals, which was a record for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Already for the first quarter, we are seeing a 10%, 10, 11, 12%, but 10% increase for each month for the first quarter, January, February, and March, in terms of our stayovers. So we are seeing an upward trajectory, and we anticipate that will be very consistent over the course of the year.
With growth continuing in visitor arrivals, Sutherland said the SVG Tourism Authority is focused on strategically improving the sector's services, products, and overall visibility in order to strengthen the country's tourism industry.
Discussions therefore remain ongoing to strengthen routes, increase flight frequency, and improve overall access to the destination. At the same time, we're witnessing growing confidence from the private sector through continued tourism investments across the country. As an authority, we are also placing greater emphasis on destination visibility and strategic tourism partnerships. The partnerships, as mentioned before, Spirit of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, From Track to Tropics, I Love SVG, Go Grenadines, and One Fest Caribbean.
Minister of Health, Wellness, Environmental Health and Energy Daniel Cummins has addressed concerns surrounding the nation's water supply as St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to experience drought conditions. Speaking on the issue today, Minister Cummins emphasized the importance of placing the country's water supply situation into proper perspective, as several communities continue to face water shortages due to the prolonged dry conditions. The drought has placed significant strain on water catchment systems, with some producing less than 100,000 gallons of water per day.
But let's just look back a bit. We are coming out of an unusual period. Last year we had a significant drop in the rainfall amounts. This on top of the eruption of La Soufrière in 2001, thereabouts, which destroyed a lot of the vegetation on the slopes of the mountains and so on. So together, what we have is far less water. Remember, the streams on the mainland flow not just directly from rain. A lot of it is from water that enters into the earth and then flows out in the form of springs that form streams. So if the rain is not recharging the reservoir during the dry season, a lot of the streams virtually dry up.
Minister Cummins noted that reduced rainfall across the mainland has resulted in many of the rivers and springs which the country heavily relies on for its water supply beginning to dry up.
So what we have now is significant reduction in yield from the rivers on the mainland. And therefore, the Water and Sewage Authority has got to what we call ration. If you allow people to use water all the time, some areas will go without. So they close it off to allow the tanks to build up so that everybody at some time during the day would get some water. That works fairly well. And a number of persons get disturbed by that because we are so spoiled. We have become accustomed to having water 24/7.
Minister Cummins says the government and relevant agencies continue to monitor the situation closely while encouraging citizens to practice responsible water uses during this dry season. Efforts to intercept and disrupt criminal activity in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and across the region, particularly financial crimes, are being strengthened through the Regional Security System, RSS. The Asset Recovery Unit, or ARU, of the RSS is working diligently to ensure that criminal elements do not have the space to continue their operations. Director of the RSS ARU, Keisha Sutherland, said strategies must be implemented to stamp out criminal operations across the region.
Of the RSS demonstrates that asset recovery is not just a afterthought. It is central to attaining improved citizen security, an essential pillar of the regional security system. Now, practically, criminals are opportunistic. They see gaps in system and convert those gaps into opportunities. Those opportunities are usually monetary. Therefore, when we identify, when we freeze, when we confiscate and recover illicit assets, we do more than seize money. We remove incentives, we disrupt criminal enterprises, compensate victims where possible, and restore trust in public institutions.
The 8 member countries were also urged to take bold steps to dig deeper and investigate criminal elements which often operate through extensive networks.
Financial investigation should no longer be treated as a secondary to predicate offenses. Oftentimes, especially as it relates to money laundering, it is seen as victimless. And therefore, we do not concentrate nor focus on financial investigations as we do the predicate offenses. They must begin at the earliest stage of every serious criminal inquiry. Whether the underlying offense is fraud, corruption, narcotics trafficking, human trafficking, cybercrime, and the list goes on, we should immediately ask, where did the money go? Who benefited? What assets were acquired? And who controls them? This requires intelligence-led policing and investigative strategy. Suspicious transaction reports, customs data, tax records, company registries, open source intelligence, beneficial ownership information, all must be used systematically.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines currently holds the chairmanship of the Regional Security Council of Ministers. Grade 6 students complete final day of 2026 CPEA examinations. This and other stories coming up on our return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to C-Star.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited,
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Bowman's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanpharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
More chat but money, more reasons to play this game. More money. money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$200,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Friday, May 15th. It's $200,000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Welcome back. Today, grade 6 students across the country took part in the second and final day of the 2026 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment CPEA examinations. Students sat the English language and science papers on the first day of the examinations yesterday. Parents and teachers accompanied students to the various designated examination centers across the country, with 18 centers in total. At the West St. George Secondary School Examination Center, students from 4 schools sat the examination: the Gomez Methodist School, Belair Government School, Fairhall Government School, and the Sugar Mill Academy. Students from these schools told SVG-TV News that they were relieved and confident about performing well in the examinations.
I feel pretty nervous, but I'm also excited to get it over and done with.
Why?
Because I've gone through so much stress, and there was all the ups and downs, the highs and lows, and I really hope that I succeed and all my friends succeed.
I'm just so excited for CPEA to be finished, and I just really want to give it up for Mr. Andy and different teachers and my mother. I'm very confident.
I'm ready to get it over with, and I'm a little bit nervous, but excited at the same time. I'm feeling confident about it.
I'm very confident that I will be going to girls' high school.
Principals from Sugar Mill Academy and the Gomez Methodist School said they are expecting a high percentage pass rate at the examinations.
As always, it's a packed year. Well, 2 years really. A lot of our preparation starts in grade 5, but they were as focused as they could be. There were challenges, but we worked together as a team. We overcome our challenges, and I'm confident that they're going to do well. We aim to have all of our students do the best that they possibly can. So we work hard with each and every one of our students to make sure that they attain to the best of his or her ability. It'll be a nerve-wracking month for everybody as we wait for those results.
They've been doing a lot of practice. We've been working along with parents. We created a Google Classroom, having them going on, even when they're at home, practicing. And they have studied a lot. You know, we also were mindful of their mental health. So we went out a day and we had them relaxing. We had a pastor coming in, talking to them, doing some motivational activities with them. It was a rough year, you know, but we believe that they're well prepared.
Supportive parents were also excited and nervous as they cheered the students on while they entered the examination rooms.
It's emotional today, I think, because it's signaling the end of their primary school era, so I wasn't quite expecting to feel emotional, and some of my fellow parents are also the same, but in terms of anxiety and what's not too much today at all. They seem quite confident and comfortable. Preparations for us looked like doing past papers at home. The comfort level from her perspective was really high, and so I didn't push, to be very honest. We did extra past papers along the way, but that was it. The last couple of days was rest and relaxation.
Well, I feel excited. This is my third child. This is the last child, right, who will be setting the CPEA exam, and I am confident that she will do her best. The last child before her, she went to girls' high school, and she said that she wants to go to meet her sister. Well, I allowed her to push herself because most of the time parents push their children too hard, so I allow her to go with the pace, and you know, she went with the pace, and the teachers, principal, everybody is confident that, you know, she got it going on.
The results of the 2026 CPEA examinations are expected to be published in June. Following the release of the results, the Ministry of Education will conduct the secondary school placement exercise. Former Minister of Education Curtis King says establishing a solid educational foundation from the early stages is essential to creating a strong and sustainable future for the nation's children. Speaking on the importance of educational development, King stressed that the state must continue playing an active role in improving the education system as it evolves, ensuring that students remain up to date and prepared for modern demands.
The state had to and still has to play a role to consistently improve what is offered in the preschools. And we have been doing that by setting the example. So we have established preschools. I think they're about 18 or 19 now. Not only that, we have trained the teachers. Not only that, we have appointed these persons as full-fledged teachers once they meet the standards. You know what that has done? It has forced the private sector operated preschools to enhance what happens in their institutions.
King further noted that society is constantly changing, making it necessary for the education sector to remain agile and flexible in order to address present-day circumstances and challenges.
And while we recognize, and that is what I'm saying, and I'd come back to it often, that these guys need to stop complaining and go out there and do something like the man Stalin was saying. Do something, man. Put your hands to the wheel. Stop this cry thing and start to get the work in place. There's a foundation that was laid. We didn't do all the work, you know. We laid the foundation. We have made significant strides. But society is evolving. So too is all components of society. Whether it's the education sector, what have you. So you have to be agile. You have to be flexible. And you have to keep making the necessary changes to suit your present circumstances.
King said adapting to new trends, technologies, and methods of learning is critical if the country is to adequately equip its young people for future opportunities and national development. Cuban diplomat warns of dire regional impact if U.S. attacks his country. This from the region. When I return, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Friday, May 15th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $70,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a Lotto Little Lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $70,000. This Friday, May 15th, you have to be in it to win it.
Our story was built by people. Neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Welcome back in news now on the regional scene. Cuba's ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, Sergio Manuel Martinez Gonzalez, is warning that escalating tensions between the United States and his country could have serious consequences extending to the wider Caribbean. The ambassador is appealing for international solidarity as he condemns recent measures taken by the Trump administration against the Western Caribbean nation. He was speaking during a news conference at the Cuban Embassy on Blue Waters Drive. There's more in this report.
Cuba's ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency Sergio Manuel Martinez Gonzalez, says recent actions taken by the United States against Cuba represent a dangerous escalation with potentially devastating consequences. Reading from an official embassy statement Tuesday morning, the ambassador accused Washington of tightening what Cuba describes as a decades-long economic blockade.
As if it were not enough, he accompanied his decision with renewed threat of military aggressions against a small but dignified country like Cuba. As soon as we were done with Iran, we will take care of Cuba, President Donald Trump declared. The executive order of May 1st represents an extraordinary escalation of U.S. aggression against Cuba.
The ambassador also warned Caribbean nations would not escape the fallout of any military confrontation involving Cuba. He pointed to possible disruptions to tourism, aviation, and regional trade routes throughout the hemisphere.
A military confrontation between Cuba and the United States will practically paralyze all the air traffic, just to give you an example, from the north to the south. What will happen with tourism that come from the cruise ship, and what happened with all the transportation, the cost of that will add a very high cost to all these issues that they already have.
The Cuban diplomat also pushed back against criticism that Havana alone is responsible for the country's economic crisis. He argued recent U.S. restrictions on oil shipments have severely worsened conditions on the island. The ambassador also thanked Antigua and Barbuda for repeatedly supporting Cuba at the United Nations and called on regional governments to continue speaking out against the blockade and any threat of military action.
That's the news from the region. The international news feed is coming up next. Stay with us.
Life can be stressful. Work, family, finances, it all adds up. Feeling overwhelmed, struggling with relationships, need help managing stress? You don't have to go through it alone. The Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, EAP, is here for you. We have confidential and professional counselors ready to listen and offer support for any personal challenge you might be facing, helping you find balance and get back to feeling your best. Call us today at 784-570-6718 or email eap.mps@gov.vc for more information, because a healthier you is a happier you. At the Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, your well-being is our concern.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$200,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Friday, May 15th. It's $200,000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances.
TVs, fridges, cookers.
We make your life so easy.
Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture.
Right here at Singer.
Affordable beds and mattresses.
Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store
that gives you the best hire purchase deals.
Right here at Singer.
We'll outfit your home.
Right here at Singer. The #1 family store.
It's us with Singer.
Welcome back. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump concluded the first day of his two-day visit to China with a state banquet, during which Chinese President Xi Jinping emphasized that the China-U.S. relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world. Beijing reiterated that Taiwan is the most sensitive issue in U.S.-China relations and called for stability and cooperation. A White House official said both countries agreed Iran must never have a nuclear weapon and the Straits of Hormuz must remain open, suggesting Beijing may use its influence to push Iran towards a U.S. deal. We have more in this report.
Cheers. A state banquet to end the only full day of Donald Trump's China visit. The toasts were warm, but from the Chinese, a call for cooperation and stability.
We both believe that China-US relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world. We must make it work and never mess it up.
The day began with a greeting of pomp and ceremony for the US President, a red carpet welcome for his first visit in 9 years. Chinese President Xi Jinping acknowledged stable relations between the two countries was vital, but with a coded warning on the hot issue of Taiwan.
When we cooperate, both sides benefit. When we confront each other, both sides suffer. We should be partners rather than adversaries.
There's a high-powered American delegation with Donald Trump, business leaders looking to find a way into a market of 1.4 billion people. Donald Trump has been critical and complimentary about China. He's described it as an enemy and a friend in the past, while Xi talked about the relationship in global terms. For Trump, this was personal.
You and I have known each other now for a long time. In fact, the longest relationship of our two countries that any president and president has had, and that's, to me, an honor.
Both sides say this was a good meeting, that they examined opening up Chinese markets for US firms and more Chinese investment in the US. But what's missing is a template, an agreement to hang on to. But that may come with 3 more meetings planned between the two leaders later this year. The US President says Xi agreed Iran should never have a nuclear weapon and the Strait of Hormuz should remain open. A sign some believe Beijing may be about to use its influence to get Iran to accept a US deal. But with Taiwan, a greater priority for China. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Local weather conditions, present conditions cloudy and hazy. Winds northeast at 9 kilometers per hour. Temperature 27.6 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 81%. Barometric pressure 1015.2 millibars, 24-hour rainfall trace. Today's maximum temperature 30.6 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 24.4 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:23 p.m., sunrise tomorrow at 5:39 a.m. Forecast, fair to partly cloudy and breezy with a few showers and thick haze. Synopsis, Sahara dust plume crossing the islands.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Our story was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us, to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations, still growing, still giving, still just getting started after 185 years.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. We hear that the Barbados Tridents are back ahead of the 2026 edition of the biggest party in sports. The Barbados Royals franchise has relaunched as the Barbados Tridents, restoring the team's original name. CBC Sports' Amar Goodrich-Boyce has more in this report.
Government and the Royal Sports Group have announced the return of the iconic Barbados franchise to the Caribbean Premier League as part of an ambitious One Barbados initiative. The historic 3-year partnership is intended to be part of a much larger national movement where the newly relaunched Barbados Tridents will serve as a beacon of national pride, reaffirming the franchise as a year-round national asset and introducing what is believed to be the first of its kind public-private partnership in elite franchise cricket. Additionally, the franchise will also revert to its national colors in a brand new redesigned matchday jersey in recognition of the country's deep cricketing history and enduring national pride. Through the partnership, the government of Barbados and the Royal Sports Group have agreed in principle to the government becoming a minority co-investor in the franchise, subject to the relevant approvals. Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley says this new development will bring about a sense of national identity back to the team.
This is absolutely fitting in what I've called the 60 and 5. 60 years of independence and 5 years as a parliamentary republic. I believe that Bajans will be smiling at last, that they can come to Kensington and see colors that they know and a name that they can recognize. It is more than a change of uniform, it is a homecoming.
Majority of ownership and day-to-day management of the franchise will remain unchanged, with the team continuing to operate as part of the Royal Sports Group, one of the world's leading multi-team sports ownership platforms. The local franchise won the CPEA on 2 occasions, in 2014 and 2019. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
Trinidad and Tobago Red Force are heading to the West Indies Championship final after a dominant victory over Barbados Pride. Spin twins Carrie Pear and Brian Charles led the charge as the Red Force sealed the win by 140 runs. Here's more on the highlights in this report.
Trinidad and Tobago Red Force resumed day 4 with a lead of 246 runs. Cephas Cooper added 1 to his overnight tally before being dismissed for 102, and Carrie Pear added 64 as TNT were dismissed for 280, setting the Barbados Pride a target of 317 for victory. Joshua Bishop delivered with the ball for Barbados, finishing with figures of 6 for 87. But the Pride never got going. They were bowled out for 177. Shane Mosley top scoring with 39 and Shamar Springer chipping in with 25. It was the Red Force spin twins who did the damage with the ball. Carrie Pear took 5 for 54, while Brian Charles claimed 4 for 62, the pair sharing 9 wickets between them to wrap up the match. The Red Force now advance to the final, where they face defending champions Guyana Happy Eagles. That showpiece gets underway this Sunday, May 17th, at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua.
James Harden scored a playoff best 30 points and Donovan Mitchell had 21, helping the Cleveland Cavaliers come back from a 9-point deficit late in regulation time and beat the Detroit Pistons 117 to 113 in overtime on Wednesday night to take a 3-2 lead in their Eastern Conference semifinal series. Game 6 is Friday night in Cleveland, where the 4th-seeded Cavs will get the first of 2 chances to advance to the New York Knicks in the East Finals. If the top-seeded Pistons win, they will host Game 7 on Sunday. That's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Friday, May 15th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $70,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a little lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $70,000. This Friday, May 15th, you have to be in it to win it.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They claim General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Our story was built by people, Neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
Welcome back. And now for a second look at the headlines. Ministry of Tourism launches Love SVG campaign with 100 strategic projects. Cuban diplomat warns of dire regional impact if U.S. attacks his country. China's president warns President Trump about Taiwan at Beijing summit and calls for stability and cooperation. And in sports, Barbados Trident's brand returns for 2026 Caribbean Premier League. And now for a recap of the local weather forecast. Fair to partly cloudy and breezy with a few showers and thick haze. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I'm Triska Campbell, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news as well as daily headlines. Also check out SVG-TV's News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
SVG's Heart and Soul. Magic 103.7, 91.5. Today's music, yesterday's hits.
24 karat magic.